All right, I am live. Okay, see if anybody's up and around. Going a little early tonight. Holy crap, this thing's full. That's how you start an episode. My drinking. Okay, so this is part 8. Should be, I think, box 8. Hopefully you can hear me okay. All right. Oh, something in there. There we go. Yep, 8. Where's the front of this thing? Okay. All right. Hello, whoever's out there. So when I left off today, I showed Norah Jones' first album, Come Away With Me. This is her second album. This is also Analog Productions. Feels Like Home. I thought that was a nice follow-up album for her. Sunrise is a cool song, just good sounding song. So like that's that follow-up album. Yeah, Little Broken Hearts. That one's fine. Make sure it wasn't too tight. Good album. I have. Yeah. Anyway, Pick Me Up Off the Floor. That's a good one. Mellow album, moody. Took me a minute to get into it, but a friend of mine was like, "You need to give it a second listen," and I did, and I liked it. So I'm glad I got this one. And Norah Jones, Till We Meet Again. This one's tight. It's got to come out. It's definitely something I'm correcting, is getting these albums that are tight in the sleeve out of these sleeves. Okay. Give us some room to breathe. But she does a cover of Black Hole Sun on here. And it was a tribute to Chris Cornell. I think it was performed at the place where he last performed or something. I can't remember what the whole thing behind it was, but it's a 2-album set. I can't remember if they did a etching on that one or not. And then this was Little Broken Hearts Live. It was a Record Store Day release. So if you like that album, they had this one to go with it. It was basically her going through the whole album live. And then, let's see. Oh, there's 2. That's why. Norah Jones. This was another one, Black Friday. All these playing along. So it's from her podcast. And a lot of guest appearances. The only one I don't like is I think it was with Logic. And she's classier artist, and him just like throwing F-bombs here and there and whatever, I don't really care for it. Just I don't know. I could really do without that song on there. But this is it's a decent album to have if you're going to be a Norah Jones completist, which I'm sort of on the way to being. And then this was her last album, Visions. And I thought this was a good album. She did a good job with it. So don't have everything Norah, but I'm slowly getting there. All right, this next one I think I'm going to go ahead and get rid of. I had an interest in it for a little while. It was Quincy Jones, the Dude. And it's a good album, but I think it needs to go. It's not something I'm looking to put on all the time. He Just Once is on here, that James Ingram song. And I thought he had another one too. It was another ballad, but it's interesting. Like, has all kinds of different people playing on here. But I mean, I don't know how you say no corrida. I don't know. I'm not going to pronounce that correctly, but that's a good song. and just ones. And I like the dude, but other than that, I don't think so. I've had it, but I think it's time to kind of make its way to somebody else who is looking for it. So that one will go. Pearl. It's a good album. I'm gonna hold on to it. Have a little bit of Janice. This is a good vinyl pressing of it, so I'm gonna hold on to that. And then Carole King Tapestry. That's like, everyone should have a copy of this in their collection, I think. And I have it again on MoFi. I did have it on the what was it called? That other MoFi one, the one pressing or whatever. I had that, but I went ahead and I sold that off. And this is 1, 2. Yeah, I might need to give a listen, and if this is good enough, I think I might go ahead and get rid of that other one. I don't really need 2 copies of it. And this was cool too. It was a record store day release. It was Carole King in concert. I think James Taylor pops up. Yeah, he pops up on here and plays some acoustic with her. Excuse me. But it has I Feel the Earth Move. You Make Me Feel Like a Natural Woman. So Far Away, It's Too Late. So it's a nice live recording of her stuff. Filling them up pretty good. Let's see. Okay. All right. So I enjoyed this album. It's Elle King. This is actually Rob Schneider, the comedian's daughter. Love Stuff. And it had the hit X's and O's was the big hit off of it. But it's a pretty steady album for me. I like it. Good melodies, good lyrics. I like her voice. So, yeah. And she has another album out, and I listened to that, and I think she was trying to go a little more into a country flair, and I wasn't that thrilled with her kind of working with. I'm not big on modern country stars. It's just not my thing. But this album it's good. Her voice, everything. So I enjoy it. Still looking for a copy of All the Road Running, the album these two put out, Mark Knopfler and Emmylou Harris. Finally got it on CD, which was nice. I only had it digital for a while. And this is the closest I've come so far. An album. It's Balcony of Love. It's basically them doing those songs. I think he does some Dire Straits on here. It's a radio broadcast album, but it's done well. So, yeah, he does Romeo and Juliet, right? Yeah. So it's a 2-album set, so it's really good. I like the stuff they did together, Knopfler and Harris. Let's see if this thing will go back in here. Let's see what's happening here. Let's see. I'm kind of getting away from. It's on clear vinyl too. Kind of getting away from leaving the albums on the outside and putting them back in. There you go. That fits in there nice. Put it back in. See people popping in and popping out. Nobody's interested in my record collection. So sad. Let's see. That's probably why I did it before. Yeah, it's too tight now. So, it's too bad. For some reason, it fits better when it's outside. So I'll put it back out. Let's see. Come on, get in there. Pain in the butt. There we go. That works. Then I have Cyndi Lauper. It's an album that took me years to get into, but I actually like this. She's So Unusual. Just a lot of good songs on here. Money Changes Everything. Girls Just Want to Have Fun. I mean, it's just more of a reminiscent song for me. It's not one that I have to play. When You Were Mine was good. It was a good song. Time After Time. So solid first side. And then She Bop I like. All Through the Night. Witness is good. I'll Kiss You might be a little weaker, but still a good song. He's So Unusual. It's like a throwback. And yeah. I mean, just good album. Enjoyed it. In fact, enjoyed it so much I picked up the Mo-Fi version of it. So I think it's just 2 albums. Yeah. So I might need to make a decision just to thin it out a little bit to just keep one of them. So we're in the L's. So now we're Loppers. Now we're to the Led Zeppelin stuff. And I think I'm complete on Led Zeppelin. Pretty sure I got them all. So yeah, the first one, this is a reissue. Then Led Zepp 2, to make sure it's not too crazy in here. Nope, it's good. So yeah, 2. Led Zepp 3. What's this one doing? Nope, see, this is tight. This has got to come out of here. Ugh, good. Yeah, I guess when I first started collecting, I just thought everything needed to be in a cover, but not when it's this tight. Definitely changed my mind on that, so this one's going to stay out. But Led Zepp 4, which is basically Led Zeppelin, I think, but it's that classic one with Black Dog, right? Stairway to Heaven, all that fun stuff. Yeah, and then just a lot of good songs on there. It's a reissue. And then Houses of the Holy. I don't know, some people get a little picky about this one, but I mean, whatever. It's a naked kid running around, not showing anything really. Then Physical Graffiti, double album, another double. Houses was double. This is double. And then Presence with that weird object in there. In Through the Outdoor. This is a reissue, but it's not a current, like a modern reissue. It's like a little bit older, I think, from what I remember. But it came with a paper bag and all that. So pretty cool. And then Coda. See ya. Yeah. And a lot of people don't care for it because it's kind of like a mixture of stuff. Is this the one that has hot dog on it? Oh no, I think what was hot dog on In Through the Outdoor? Maybe that one. But yeah, there's like 8 songs. But Coda. Okay. And I mentioned before, I don't have a lot of Beatles stuff as far as the solo stuff, but I do have some John Lennon. So John Lennon with the Plastic Ono Band. Gotta have that. Imagine. Rock and Roll. I know this is mixed reviews of people. They like it, don't like it. But I like it. It's a fun one. John Lennon's voice, fits some of those older songs. So that's all the John Lennon I have. Then I have Annie Lennox, Medusa. No More I Love You. No More I Love You. No More I Love Yous is on here. Whiter Shade of Pale. She does a nice job with that. I think that was it as far as releases. No More I Love Yous, but it's a good album. It's solid. And then, of course, sports. Huey Lewis and the News. Heart of Rock and Roll. Heart and Soul. Bad is Bad. I Want a New Drug. Look at that first side. Walking on a Thin Line. And I think it gets a little. The first side is just solid as hell. And then it gets a little okay. Oh, if this is it too. So there's like 3 songs that are like okay, but really for the most part, solid album. So that was a big one for Huey. All right. Then we have Throwing Copper by Live, and this one looks like it's pretty tight. Well, it's not bad. But this is a 25th anniversary edition. Has 3 bonus songs. I kind of have a love-hate with this sometimes. I like the big hits, but sometimes I'm like, you don't like it enough. Sometimes I'm like, yeah, I do. So I'm kind of really wishy-washy with this album for some reason. So I'll hold on to it for right now. Then Los Lobos. First one here is an EP. And A Time to Dance. It's good, solid. I think Come On, Let's Go. Yeah, so this is right around the time of La Bamba because they put Come On, Let's Go on here. And I think it's a different version than the movie track one. How Will the Wolf Survive? Solid album. By the Light of the Moon. Good one. And this one I was happy to get. They did it on Record Store Day. They re-released Kiko. And yeah, then they put some outtakes on here for Kiko. So it's 3 LPs. You have the full album. And then original album continued. And then Kiko session outtakes, which are fun to listen to. Them kind of messing around and figuring it out. This one I think I've decided can go. 11 Spoonful, Do You Believe in Magic? I picked it up. Let me see. Do You Believe in Magic? Did You Ever Have to Make Up Your Mind? Is okay. Yeah, I think it's gonna go. I can do with that. I like some of their stuff. I believe this is just a studio album, not a compilation. It's kind of weird because that's the front, and in the back, it's upside down. Everything's down here, so it's weird. Yeah, I might get a greatest hits of them at some point, but I like Summer in the City, things like that. Do You Believe in Magic? And I like Sebastian's voice, John Sebastian, because he did the song for Welcome Back, Kotter. And I love that song. I used to love just listening to the intro because I really like that song. But time for it to go, to move along. All right. I think these guys are up to 3 or 4 albums plus a live one that came out. But the Lumineers, really good first album. Really enjoy this unique sound. Ho Hey was the hit off of this. But just a really good, just different sounding music. I like it. It's not your ordinary stuff. And Cleopatra I like a lot. Ophelia. Ophelia. Yeah, it's a good song. The Gun song I like. Yeah, just a really good, solid second album also. Borderline if I need to keep this in a shrink. Feels like it's okay, but still a little tight. I don't know. Leonard Skinner, Street Survivors with the original cover. The one that they stopped making because obviously after the plane crash and all that. So, and then Leonard Skinner Gold and Platinum. Just a whole bunch of good Leonard Skinner songs. So I don't know. I might not go too much deeper into Leonard Skinner than that. Okay. We have, yeah, this is okay. Believe it or not, I have some Madonna in there, and this is all the Madonna I'll ever have. There's just, I like some of her songs, and, it just holds a place. There's Madonna playing a lot during my growing up. So to have the Immaculate Collection, I think is good, and I can put it on and actually enjoy it. Holiday, Lucky Star, Borderline, Like a Virgin, Material Girl, Crazy for You, Into the Groove. I really like Live to Tell. That's a really good song from that movie. Papa Don't Preach was different. Open Your Heart, Like a Prayer, Express Yourself. Yeah, it gets a little like Justify My Love and Vogue and Rescue Me. So that fourth one is a little sketchy, but the first three are solid for me on that one. Then Bruno Mars. Really like this album, Doo-Wops and Hooligans. This had Grenade, Just the Way You Are, which was huge for him. The Lazy Song was a release. Talking to the Moon. Yeah, just really a good album, solid. This one I gave a listen to, and I think I'm gonna go ahead and let it go. It sounds really good, and the songs are, well done, but I don't really relate to her lyrics. I don't know if she's trying to be more poetic or what, but I don't really know what she's talking about half the time. But it sounds good, so I'm going to release this into the wild. So the next one, just kind of let it go. Like I said, I gave it a listen, and she said it was like her darkest, most like slow album and mostly acoustic. But it's Amy Mann, Mental Illness. All right. This is just an album I've liked since the 80s. I think I got the CD. Can't remember if it was CD or tape when this first came out, but I liked Should Have Known Better and Don't Mean Nothing, straight up from the get-go, and I still like those songs. But Endless Summer Nights is on here. Hold On to the Nights. I think those were all the releases, but yeah, good album. Yeah. This was one I was happy to see on vinyl. It was a little noisier than I wanted it to be, but still good. I'm not a big Dave Matthews fan, but this album, I think he was going like through a divorce, and it's a personal album. It's him. It's not the Dave Matthews Band. It's him doing more personal songs. But Gravedigger was on here. Still like that song. But where was it? Gray Blue Eyes. Really like that song. But yeah, good, solid. It's during the CD era, but I was happy to see it released finally on vinyl. And I like John Mayer, but I don't like a lot of his albums for some reason. But this one I thought was really well done. It was like a 80s retro sounding album. Let's see if this fits in here. It's called Sob Rock. Yeah, it fits in there fine. And I think it had like one little hiccup on it, like a pop or something in there, but not anything crazy. But yeah, I just like the way he produced it. Went for an 80s sound. Even, he put this on there too, like old school. And the album look is like 80s looking. So yeah, it's a good album. I want to be into him more. Not like that. into his music more, but I don't know, his lyrics just don't relate. I don't know, to me, or I don't know, just not for me that much. But I like watching him live play with all these blues artists. He's a great guitar player. Let's see. Right. All right. Some Americana time. Hello to whoever's there. Almost Americana time. First, Paul McCartney. Band on the Run. Love this album all the way through, every track. Just a little bit of a weak spot on side 2, but other than that, the album's solid. Enjoy it. I don't enjoy a lot of Paul McCartney albums, but this one, just really good. Now Americana time. John Mellencamp, American Fool. Hurt So Good, Jack and Diane. Good album. Solid. And then, Crumbling Down was on here. Pink Houses, Authority Song. Yeah. And then Scarecrow. That's a big one for him also. Rain on the Scarecrow is a really good song. Small Town is on here. Lonely Old Night. Is that it? I think that was it. But yeah, good album. Scarecrow. Then The Lonesome Jubilee. That had Paper and Fire. Check It Out. Cherry Bomb. And Rudy Toot Toot. I don't remember if that was a release or not, but Rudy Toot Toot's one I've seen him do live before. And then these are a little bit later. God, these look like they're out of order because I'm pretty sure this one was first. This one is really good. Like just that gravelly voice. This is a painting that he did, a self-portrait. Just really good roots kind of music. I always lie to strangers. I like that song. I'm a Man That Worries. Yeah, these are just really, really good, like gritty songs. That voice given out on them kind of thing. And then this was his latest one, Orpheus Descending. Hey God is a really good one. It's saying, hey God, look what's going on down here. If you're around, what's up? Why is all this stuff happening? But just another good one, rootsy, basic album, that gravelly voice, really good. All right. Another one I'll probably get rid of in here. All right. Men at Work. Gotta have it, right? And it's on mobile MoFi. Business as Usual. And then Cargo. Did Cargo come first? 1982. 1981. Oh, Cargo was second. So just, really good Men at Work albums. George Michael Faith. I like it. I like a lot of the songs on here. There was only one or two songs that I'm like, you could have done without that. But other than that, especially, I like the song Faith, and then it ends with that other one. It's kind of retro sounding, Kissing a Fool. Good album, a good song. So yeah, that's all the George Michael I need. Then I'm probably gonna get rid of this. I never in the mood for this. It has Swingtown, Jungle Love, Take the Money and Run, Joker, Fly Like an Eagle, Jet Airliner. That's about it. It's not, greatest hits is where I want all the, and this just doesn't deliver that much for me. So I'm going to get rid of Steve Miller. This will keep. I don't need a lot of monkeys. If there's a bigger, more expanded greatest hits, I'll probably get that if that exists. But Theme from the Monkees, Last Train to Clarksville, She, Daydream Believer, Listen to the Band, A Little Bit of Me, A Little Bit You, good one. I'm a Believer, I Want to Be Free, Pleasant Valley, Stepping Stone, and Shades of Gray. So it's got a mix in there. I'm going to hold on to it for now because it's strong enough for me. But I'm going to see if there's another one that's a little bit stronger for the Monkees. Oh, what am I doing? Put it down here like I'm getting rid of it. That's not good. This I kind of was interested in for a little while, but kind of outgrew. Montrose. So, yeah, Bad Motor Scooter's on there, but I don't know. Paper Money. But it's not enough to hold on to. I mean, I like Sammy and stuff, but I'll stick to him with Van Halen. So I think Montrose is going to go bye-bye. There's some albums you get at certain times, and you think, oh, that'd be cool to go into the collection and things like that, but they just don't ever really grow. They don't really go anywhere. So that's when you have to realize, yeah, these albums need to go. Just not for my collection, but I'm building this collection for me, and that's what I think is more important. It's not for who might come over, because nobody really comes over to listen. So it needs to be, every one of these albums needs to be something I want to listen to. So that's just not one of them. And I've realized it. Sometimes it takes some time to realize, yeah, just not doesn't need to be there. Okay. 4 people watching. Somebody say hello. All right. Alanis Morissette, Jagged Little Pill. That's all I have by her. Good album. Good debut, right? Or did she have more of an 80s pop album before this? I remember her having other songs, but this was her big one when this broke through in the 90s. Van Morrison, Moondance, even though he is a wanker with Clapton. I like this album. It's very good. Stone Me, Moondance, of course. Caravan. Yeah, just good solid album. I know Sam St. John is a big Van Morrison guy. Why do I have this all crooked? Yeah, this is too tight. Gotta go. Let's see if it fits the normal way here. I don't know why I had that on sideways. No, it's too tight. Let it float. Let it be. I don't remember. I don't know why I held on to this. I don't. It's The Motions, Electric Baby. It's on Philips, though. It's weird. I don't know why I got this. No, this one's puzzling me because I don't remember anything on this album. Doesn't need to be just put back. I think this needs to be listened to. So maybe pile. Maybe. It's in between. I got to check it out. Moving Sidewalks. This is another one. Did I even open this? Yeah, I did. I have to give this a listen, but you got a young Billy Gibbons there from ZZ Top. I'm pretty sure this is strong enough where I liked it. But here's one of those other ones. Does it need to be in there? Or was I just caught up in it because, it's a Billy Gibbons early album kind of thing. Yeah. There's a picture of them with Hendrix right there, too. Boo, Jimmy. Plus a bonus track. Need to get that one to listen. All right. This one I like. This one I picked up this year, John Mook, Flying Away. Just has a good sound. I believe he's somewhere in Africa, I believe. who traveled alone from the home in the heart of Uganda and found his way to somewhere. Can't read it, but good album, nice voice, good solid melodies and things like that. And this is one I'm definitely gonna keep. All right, Graham Nash, Songs for Beginners. Yep, keeping that. Nash and Crosby. I have to give this one a listen. Not memorable, but this one is Wild Tales, and I'd like to see a reissue on this. I'd like to see Songs for Beginners and Wild Tales get a good reissue. This one has some issues, pops, but the album's so good. I got to get, and this reminds me I need to listen to this. It's been a while. All right. Rick Nelson, Million Sellers. Has Traveling Man on here. Hello, Mary Lou. I mean, this is Milk Cow Blues too. Robert Johnson. Wow. But this one, it's good, but it kind of holds more sentimental value. You can see here. This is a friend of mine's dad. Good friend of mine. Best friend growing up. Teenage years. But this is his dad, and I think this is like a stamp because he was in the Air Force. And he actually stamped the album with his Air Force number, I guess. And he wrote his name back here. So this I won't get rid of just because I took it. I got it out of his collection, and it has sentimental kind of deal. All right, Neville Brothers, Yellow Moon, really good. Produced by Daniel Lanois. They do a couple Dylan songs on here, but it's just atmosphere and great sounding album. So if you haven't heard that, check out Yellow Moon. And then Belladonna. It might be time to cut it down to one because I got the Record Store Day release, but I have this copy of it also. Record Store Day release had, I think, extra tracks, the original remastered album, early and alternate takes, soundtrack cuts. I think there was a song from Fast Times, Ridgemont High on here. So I'm going to really revisit some of these albums that I have doubles of because if this one's fine, sounds good, the other one needs to go. Okay. Wow, 38 minutes already. Holy cow. All right. So we have Nirvana. Obviously not their first album, but I'm not a big fan of Bleach, so I'm not going to own that one. But, this one, obviously, that's their big one. In Utero, some hit or miss, but good, mostly solid album, so going to hold on to that. This, of course, I'm going to hold on to, Unplugged in New York. Really good album. And this covers the rest of the bases for me. I picked this up. It's a compilation. And You Know You're Right, About a Girl, Been a Son, Sliver. So all those, I don't know if those are off of Bleach or where they're from, but they're earlier stuff, but they're solid. I like every song on this album. But then it has Smells Like Teen Spirits, Come As You Are, Lithium, In Bloom, Dumb, All Apologies, The Man Who Sold the World. And I believe that's the unplugged version, but good, solid compilation. So happy to have that. There's actually another one here I see I'm going to get rid of. So not this one, Of Monsters and Men. This is a good solid album. I don't know where they're from. But I like the song Dirty Paws is a popular for them. King and Lionheart I like. This is just little talks too. Just good, solid harmonies and music, and it's just really good. Of Monsters and Men. My Head is an Animal, which is a line from Dirty Paws. This one's definitely not going anywhere. Roy Orbison, Black and White Night. This is, I guess, his 30th anniversary. But yeah, Jackson Brown, T-Bone Burnett, Elvis Costello, Katie Lang, Bonnie Raitt, Tom Waits, Bruce Springsteen, Jennifer Warnes. Wasn't Tom Petty on this? Was Tom Petty at that? Thinking Tom Petty, maybe not. And then just my favorite album. I know I got to go and do more of a deep dive on Roy Orbison. They say there's a lot more to his stuff, but I love this album beginning to end. I guess I did. Did I get rid of the other one? Oh, maybe. Okay, so I'm not getting rid of one of these. There was one that I was thinking of, and I guess I already got rid of it. But it was they did a Roy Orbison album where they added orchestra to his music, and it really just didn't feel like it fit, so I did not get into it. So, but this is not it. That one's gone. This is the Ultimate Collection. So it covers Pretty Woman. So it mixes it up because Pretty Woman was really early, obviously. And then I Drove All Night was the cover of that Cyndi Lauper song. You Got It's on here, Crying, Only the Lonely, In Dreams, Love Hurts. So they really mixed it up. But Blue Bayou, Dream Baby, Running Scared, California Blue, which is a great song that was off of Mystery Girl. Mean Old Woman Blues. Yeah, just Ooby Doobies on here. Just really good, solid Roy compilation. I'm just being careful because you see me, I don't know if you can't see me reaching back there. I'm kind of going back because my stereo stuff is here and the wires hang down and my albums kind of butt up against the wall. So I'm trying to get the wires out and just rest them on top of the album. So not heavy wires, but just keeping them up there. Okay, getting closer to one of my favorite guys. These I like. Blizzard of Oz, got some Ozzy in here. Blizzard of Oz. Diary of a Madman. And I have Bark at the Moon. So three good Ozzy albums. I like that voice. Obviously, my parents weren't a fan of him in the 80s because they were not fans of that. We kind of went through the thing at church where it was the satanic panic. I think Dylan called it, which is a good thing for it. And actually, I have a video that's going to be coming up. I just got to put it together. I wrote it all out, how I want to organize it, talking about those days of certain things that went on with the churches and rock and roll music. So Pearl Jam, boom, debut, great album. Still have my original CD when it came out. And Pearl Jam Unplugged. And this one was funny because this one came out and I saw it at Target, and for the longest time I had it in my head that I liked Pearl Jam's first album, and the second album I didn't like, and I moved on. But actually the second album I did like. I just forgot. It was the third album, whatever it was, where I really didn't like the direction they went in. But this one is a good album. I'd say all the way through. Yeah. So I'm glad it was sitting at Target, and there it is. Target exclusive. I saw it at Target. I'm like, let me give that one a listen, because I remember liking Daughter, um, Glorified G, Elderly Woman Behind the Counter. So I remember liking those. I'm like, let me give it another listen. And Go comes on. I'm like, I like Go. Animal comes on. I like that one. Then Daughter comes on. I'm like, we're on a roll here. Glorified G. I'm like, okay. So by the time I got through, I'm like, yeah, like the whole album. Got to have it. So I don't even know if I still have it on CD. I'd have to look. It's in another room. And then a lot of time goes by. Don't like a lot of Pearl Jam in between their albums. I just don't like what they were doing. But this came out, Dark Matter, and I really enjoyed this album. I was filmed a listening party for the record store I'm a part of, and liked it. I'm like, holy crap, I like a Pearl Jam album, so I grabbed it. All right. Yeah, boy, there's a lot here. Yep. Okay, I think this is everything I have by this artist. I don't know if part of it goes into another bin, so let me take a look. Yeah, I fit it all in there. Okay, so we are ending this tonight with Tom Petty. So I'm going to do this in a couple trips. Okay. So am I missing anything on Petty? I think I have everything. I have to relook, but I think I have every Petty. So, of course, first one, Tom Petty and the Heartbreakers. So, like, what, American Girl's on here. Yeah, I'm not going to go through them all. So, first one, then You're Gonna Get It. Just make sure You're Gonna Get It. Yep, then Damn the Torpedoes. Right, then Hard Promises. Long After Dark, which I believe this one is the one that's coming out, should be out soon. They're redoing it with some extra tracks for an anniversary. And plus there's going to be a documentary that Cameron Crowe did for MTV, played it at night, realized it wasn't really appropriate for MTV, and they just got rid of it. Now they're going to put it back in the theaters, and hopefully it'll end up on DVD. I think during these recording sessions. And in Southern Accents, one of my favorite Petty albums. Just, yeah. Really dig this one. And then Let Me Up, I Have Had Enough. From what I'm reading, it's not like considered one of his more solid albums, which is rare because usually a Petty album is great from beginning to end, but I like it. It's got Jammin' Me on here. I think it probably is a little bit weaker, but I can't look at that tiny that printing is. All right. So don't know why I have two of these. Gonna have to do a listen. I guess one was colored vinyl that came out later and I had to have it. But Full Moon Fever. This one's colored vinyl. But just, yes, Tom Petty without the Heartbreakers. Let's see if this will fit in here because this is back in the time. Oh, it's good. Yeah, it's cool. It's a blue vinyl. So probably got it just for that because there's a colored variation. He's the one of those artists that I'm a completist on. Okay, I kind of see why I didn't have it in there. It's not a lot of room. But the previous jacket that I'm keeping because it has print on it. It's not just a plain one. It actually has print, pictures and photos and stuff, but maybe lyrics. But good looking album. So yeah, those, and then back with the Heartbreakers with Into the Great Wide Open. I like it. Very 80s, different, way different production for him. Jeff Lynne did the production on this, but yeah, just still a good album. I like this one all the way through. And then your greatest hits comes along, and which I should bring out the other ones because all this kind of ties in. So Into the Great Wide Open, and then Tom goes off on his own again. And during the Wildflower sessions, I guess the record company was pushing, from what I believe, they were pushing for a greatest hits package, or they wanted something. Hey, Rob, I don't know if you wanted to come up. I'm right at the end of this one. What time is it? 10:35. I might do a second one after this. If you're going to be around, you might want to hold on. So I think they're pushing for, they're putting out a greatest hits, but they wanted extra songs. And so while he's writing this stuff for Wildflowers, he's writing Mary Jane's Last Dance. So he goes ahead and puts it on here, and then he gives them Something in the Air also. Yeah, it fits okay. It's a little close to being tight, but anyway, so the greatest hits is there. There we go. And in the meantime, he's putting out, recording, and doing stuff for You'll Be Around. Cool. All right. Wildflowers. And what I have here is, I didn't get the big box, and I'm kind of glad I didn't, because I've heard people had issues with that box as far as the LP one. So I kind of broke it up. I don't remember if I collected everything from the box, because they kind of broke the box up into different ones. So like this is Wildflowers and all the rest. And this is a 3-album set. So it covers, it doesn't tell me here what it covers, but anyway, it's the 3-album set. And then this one is the alternate version, which was part of it. So these kind of go together, kind of putting that box set together. And this was a 2 LP set. So between these two, what I say, I have 1, 2, 3, 5 albums. So really good. Just he was on fire during this time with his writing. And while that's going on, he's writing this, and this is with the Heartbreakers. So he's got a lot. This is a very productive time for Tom. And this is the She's the One soundtrack. And they put this out, and this is kind of like a different take, mix between like Wildflowers and She's the One. And they put out Angel Dream. And it was a record store day thing. I had to run and get it, and I see this everywhere. Like it's sitting at Barnes and Noble right now. So I don't know if this is on a colored vinyl. Let's see. Yeah, it's cobalt blue vinyl. So maybe that's the difference. Maybe the ones at Barnes and Noble are just black vinyl. I don't know. But yeah, these are all just good. This one showed up at the record store, and I think an employee there had ordered it, and I didn't know. And it was in the back. So I'm back there talking to the owner at the time, and I see this sitting there, and I have this on CD because I love this thing when it came out. The movie was but I was like, holy crap, you got that on vinyl? He's like, yeah, you want it? I'm like, yeah. So I get it, and come back a couple of days later, and the other employees there. He's like, you got my soundtrack? I'm like, what? He's like, yeah, but he's like, oh, And I was like, I'll bring it back, half-heartedly. He's like, no, I'll hunt down another one. I'm like, you sure? And he was cool with it, but I think he finally got his copy. But there was a little controversy there because the other owner didn't pay attention a lot. You had to stay on top of him. And then you have Echo. This period and to the end of his career, I'm a little sketchy on. They are good albums, but I'm not as familiar with the songs as I am as the early stuff, if that makes sense. Yeah, it's just too tight for it. But I know I like this album. yeah, it's just I need to give it more plays. But I've played it and I know I like it. But again, I don't remember all the songs. Okay, and this will finish up the box and the petty. So again, The Last DJ. I remember The Last DJ. That was an okay song. No, it's stronger ones, but I can put it on and listen to it. Yeah, see, I really need to listen to this one again and give it those listens. And then Highway Companion. And this one, where was it? Down South, Jack turned his car around, Big Weekend. Yeah, this is a really good one. It's funny, I can say it's a really good one. I know I like this album a lot, but I can't remember the songs that are on it. Yes, I really got to give these a good listen. Like all those early ones and that period of Tom Petty, I love all that stuff, and I know those songs. I just haven't given these guys a chance. And then Mudcrutch comes out where he gets with some of his old buddies in Gainesville, the original kind of lineup before the Heartbreakers. And I had another version of this before this one, and unfortunately that one was it had some bad stuff on it. And somebody came in at a record store the other day, said, "Hey, I'm looking for Mudcrutch." I'm like, "Well, that hasn't been available." They look it up and it's available. So I'm like, "Shoot, get me one." So I got my replacement. So that was nice. And then Mojo, this is a heavy guitar, bluesy, definitely Mike Campbell more leading the way kind of thing. So a lot of good stuff on here. Yeah, Jefferson Jericho Blues. This one I'm a little more familiar with as far as later albums. But good solid, heavy album. And I think this was it. Hypnotic Eye, I believe, was the last one. And it's one I picked up because I'm going to go ahead and complete the collection. I remember liking the songs again. But I like Red River, Shadow People. Yeah, just I got to get more familiar with it. Just give it more spins. It's a funky looking album, but that was it for Tom. And then somewhere along the line there, they put out the Mudcrutch 2. Not as solid as the first Mudcrutch, but good, good album, and like to have it because it's Tom. So. That's it. That sucker's empty. So I'm gonna go ahead and I'm gonna do another one. I'm gonna shut this one down, and I hear commotion outside the door here, so I'm gonna just make sure everybody's set. Make sure I don't need to take the dogs out or something. So just kind of keep an eye out if you want to talk a little bit or whatever. Just give me a couple minutes to come back up. I mean, if a lot of time goes by, then maybe something happens out there. I don't come back up, but I should be coming back up. So see, there's the door opening right now.
Your baby wants you.
See? What does she want?
You.
Does she need to go potty?
No, she's just
by the door.
Yeah, she's waiting for you to open it.
She looks like she has to pee.
You look like you have to pee.
Show them the dog.
No. Mom said she's in trouble.
She's in trouble? Why?
I don't know.
Did
she wouldn't tell me. I don't know, probably.
Okay. Or she is shaking for some reason.
Because Mom said she's in trouble.
She's holding her water.
She's in timeout.
Oh, because she pooped over in her room. Bad dog. All right, so I'll be back hopefully here in a little bit with bin number 9. Be 3 live videos today. Crazy. So.
Where are you going?
Hey, Sam. Yeah, I'm going to come off for a second, Sam, and I'll be back up. So if you're hanging around, I'll be back. So I'll see you in a few.